this video, I'm going to show you a $5,000 grant opportunity for startup businesses for which you, yes you, my beloved viewers, can apply in as little as 1 hour. And watch this video until the end, because I'm going to show you how we can apply for this thing right now. The Local Initiatives Support Corporation Fund. Hello Alice is offering $5,000 grants to 5 small businesses that provide solutions in their local communities. To be eligible, a business must have less than $1 million in annual revenue. To see the exact eligibility criteria, simply read the terms and conditions. I'll leave a link to the application that links to this terms and conditions in the video description below and the top pinned comment. To be eligible to enter a company in the program, you, officer, must be all of the following as of the first day of the program, period. The first day was in March, and applications are now open through May 13th, 2022 at 6 p.m. So move on this as promptly as possible. An entrepreneur who is the leading executive, founder, and or president, CEO, CFO, COO, or any such other similar title of a company. Don't let the word entrepreneur or CEO or CFO or COO scare you off, because you have to remember that a whopping majority of all U.S. businesses are small businesses. 32,540,953 small businesses to be exact, which constitutes 99.9% of all U.S. businesses employing half of the U.S. workforce. Join the club because, remember, as I've told you time and time again, that the whopping majority of those small businesses are what the U.S. Small Business Administration refers to as non-employer firms, meaning that each of those businesses is a business operated by one person. 26,485,532 to be exact. Come join the club. You can do that right now, because you can go ahead and sell used items on eBay. You got a hat that you don't need anymore, go ahead and flip it on eBay. You have electronics. My kids made about $200. I'll go ahead and link you to the video. Go ahead and watch my video where you see my 14, now 15 and 12-year-old sons. They were 14 and 11 at the time. Apply for a grant program that many of you were able to leverage. Watch the screen. Right now, as you can see, people posting comments and reporting that they have been able to win grants after watching our channel. This is for you right here. Go ahead and visit our spreadsheet that you can find by subscribing to our newsletter. The link to the landing page to subscribe for our newsletter is in the video description and top pinned comment as well. bit.ly/Neal, Neal, ROD. And you got the grants tab, you got small business resources, free education, where if you want to learn how to start a small business, you can learn how to develop the skills in order to do so. SEO, where I made my bones. How to configure a website so it can appear at the top search results. All of these airdrops, crypto grants for home repair, LLC, nonprofits, rental assistance, you name it. Going on with the eligibility criteria, take a look. Be a for-profit business, in other words, a business that makes money, have less than $1 million in 2021 gross annual revenue. So you did not have to be in operation in 2019, 2020, 2018. Like other programs, you can be a startup. If you apply in the way that I've told you, you could potentially win this thing. Correct? Let's go for it right here. The Local Business Support Fund. Applications are now open through May 13, 2022. Move on this. You got a lot of time nonetheless. Do not drag your heels on this thing. If you've been watching any of my videos, you have a number of these responses already prepared. All right? The first questions are straightforward. What's your name, phone number, all the stuff that identifies you ethnically. Do you identify as LGBTQ? Do you consider yourself to be an individual with a disability or disabilities? As a matter of fact, I got my DNA results, by the way, back, and I can go ahead and show you in a following video. If you want to see those, you'll be surprised at all the races that I actually constitute. You know, I'm from Jamaica, South Suicide, Queens, in New York City, and I'm from Colombia. We're in Colombia right now. Haven't been able to upload in a minute due to some issues, some health issues. Nonetheless, we're getting through them. We're alive and here, providing you with all the tools and resources you need to thrive, to help and save and feed your families, to ultimately save this country. Forgot the handkerchief. Nonetheless, we could identify one out here. What is your age range, personal savings? How did I start my business? As I've told you time and time again, I did not start my business with grants, with loans, none of that. I was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I learned how to operate the internet. I performed internet marketing. I was able to start to sell my services as I worked for the Nielsen company. I actually sold them for a paycheck because I outsourced some of my work to be able to expand the operations of my business, everything that I had to do in order to provide value. In other words, drive traffic. I have driven millions of people, of unique visitors, to iconic brands, to videos, you name it. Work with the U.S. Department of Defense. Anyway, when I was working with the Nielsen organization, I was driving traffic to all their magazines, to Adweek, to Billboard. And once they laid me off because they sold these things, they were able to sell them because I drove so much traffic to them. And now the buyers of these magazines, they were able to see at that particular time that now they're valuable. Let's go ahead and cough up the millions that Nielsen was requesting. So I actually helped them lay me off. Once they laid me off, they gave me like a month severance package. And in a couple of days' time, they called me back. All those magazines called me back. Adweek, I need traffic. And I drove the most traffic to their Super Bowl campaign that they've ever enjoyed in the history of the magazine. While it has been online, while it was online at that particular moment in time. And ShoveCom LLC was born. Anyway, I funded my business through sales by selling something. You want to learn how to put together a package where you sell marketing services? Learn how to do it right here. Get the free education tab. Look, you can learn how to be an SEO. You want to learn how to be an AI professional, how to program, right? Program computers, program web applications. You can sell those. Journalism classes. A certified nurse assistant training program. You can start a business off that. Learn Python with Google. NYC individual training grant. Okay? And for other states as well. Got all kinds of resources available to you on that spreadsheet you could find by subscribing to our newsletter. The link to the subscription page is in the top pinned comment and the video description below. bit.ly/Neal Rod. Let's continue. Do you or one of your co-founders identify as a new majority owner? Women, people of color, I do. If you don't, then you don't. Just say no. What is the name of your business? ShoveCom LLC. My business is a limited liability company. I told you how with a little over $100, I registered this thing in the state of Florida. So the drop-down menu had the way that I structured my LLC. So this stays blank. If other, how is your business structured? What is your business mailing address? You enter your business mailing address. I'm going to include my address in North Carolina. I've got another one in New York. What year was your business founded? 2010. Been around for a minute. What is your 9-digit federal employer identification number? Please enter without any dashes. You enter that information there. What is your business's website? Rod Squad, baby. What is your business's Facebook page? What is your business's Twitter handle? Please select your business industry. We applied for a Hello Alice grant. The Hello Alice grant that was partnered with the Small Business Administration some time ago. You can find a link to that video in the top pinned comment so you could see. So we already had a number of these responses already drafted. What is your business industry? Now, how would you describe your business? What are the products and the services you offer? Now, if you've been watching any of our videos, you will have already responses, and you follow along and applied for the last Hello Alice grant, you will have already responses entered into the fields provided so you could submit your responses in the application to this thing. So right here, already ShoveCom LLC is a digital marketing and development agency that helps companies find their customers and brand advocates on search engines. Yada, 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 right? So include yourself. How many employees does your business have? One, just me. What percentage of your team is from a historically underrepresented group? It's 100%. Bang. What was your annual gross revenue for 2021? Somewhere around this range. What is your expected annual gross revenue for 2022? Let's learn more about the challenges. Have you been turned down for a business loan? No. What is your top business goal in the next 5 years? Build my brand. My business is struggling, but I'm confident we can stay afloat. Marketing my business, building awareness. What is the biggest obstacle or challenge? Now, a number of these options were already selected when I loaded this thing. And if you've been following along, you've been watching our videos for some time, then you may also have some of these responses already filled in. And if you are not subscribed, click the subscribe button, click the like button, click the bell notification to stay on top of every opportunity, every resource that I encounter. Please elaborate on your biggest obstacle or challenge in 2 sentences or less. Now, here's where we go into our scrap note document. You can find this at bit.ly/scrap note. This is basically the rough draft of all the responses to the applications, to the grant programs for which we have applied on this channel. And I've showed you how to do that. So I basically went ahead and you gotta remember, whenever you're writing to apply for grants, when you're writing for the web, for anything, you wanna put together a rough draft. Don't worry whether it's perfect. Don't be a perfectionist. I tell my son all the time, perfection is the enemy of execution. Just go ahead and put something together. Then you refine it with your second drafter. Same thing you did in school. Just go ahead and write it out. You're looking at that white bull, that silent white bull, which is the paper in front of you, the document. Just start writing and then start focusing on improving that later on. Use an application like Grammarly to go ahead and fix your grammar, to get the grammatical structure correct. I told you about that. They haven't let me become an affiliate, so if you sign up, I get nothing for it. Nonetheless, go ahead. Look, you can see all this is rough, right? I took notes down about the grant programs. Here were the responses that if you followed along, you went ahead and drafted for your business. You don't want to write the exact stuff that I'm writing because you want to write about your business. Regardless of how new it is. Doesn't matter if my business was in 2010, okay? If you started your business last year, go ahead and write about it. If you started it this year, write about it. What is the biggest obstacle or challenge that your business will face in 2022? Please elaborate on how you intend to use this grant funding. Now, I've updated the way that I will use $5,000. I will hire 2 virtual researchers for $2,400 for 3 months to expedite the production of my videos. That's why I'm here in Colombia. Now, I have not been uploading as frequently because I have gone through a number of health issues. Nonetheless, we're alive. We're here to provide all the resources that you require so you can help save and feed your families and the families of your employees so you can ultimately save this country. I will hire 2 virtual resources for $2,400 for 3 months to expedite the production of my videos. I will hire a video editor to produce 60 videos for an estimated cost of $2,600 over 3 months. That covers the entirety of the $5,000 budget. These essential assistants will allow me to generate enough revenue to keep these workers employed for the rest of the year. I decided to change from using the grant funds for equipment. I would prefer to use these grant funds to hire help so I can get more content out to you, and you are able to use more content to be able to fund your businesses, as I've said before, to ultimately save and feed you and your employees' families, to ultimately save this country. So then I entered all of the responses, all the final responses that I have improved through rewriting, through my second and final drafts on this spreadsheet, to which I have linked at the top of this document, bit.ly/scrap note. You can also find if you subscribe to our newsletter. Here are the grant replies. Remember, we applied for the NAV program, and here are the responses to the questions there. We applied for the SHAPE program. Here are the responses to the questions posed by those grant administrators, and the Hello Alice program right here. We got the final drafts right here. See? Put together a spreadsheet just like it. Go ahead and feel free to make a copy of this thing, but don't use my responses. Use your responses. Just go ahead and structure them in the same way. Remember, good artists copy, great artists steal. So make it your own. How would you describe your business? What are your products and or services you offer? Please elaborate on your biggest obstacle. I basically just copied and pasted the questions into the top row right here, and then just wrote my final response right here after popping it into Grammarly, and Grammarly showed me how to fix the grammar on this thing. And we'll go ahead and enter them right now. Please elaborate on your biggest obstacle or challenge in 2 sentences or less. So right here. Okay, boom. Have you received support or resources from other business support organizations? No. If you have received support, no. Which of the following do you plan to use this grant primarily for? General operating expenses, sourcing or expanding inventory, developing a new product or service, hiring new employees, payroll for existing employees. Let's go with hiring new employees because they're ultimately going to help me market what we're doing. Please elaborate on how you intend to use this grant funding. So we go back to our grant replies document, and right here are our responses like I showed you previously. I will hire 2 virtual researchers for $2,400. Yada, yada, yada. And I don't know why it keeps giving me quotes. You can remove the quotes, or you can not remove them if you don't want to. In addition to funding, which of these resources would be the most helpful for your business? One-on-one coaching sessions with business experts, group mentorship, software products, and training how to use those. Let's go with the software products. How do you make a positive impact on the community through your core business? Select all that apply. Create jobs for underserved communities. Pay employees a living wage or above. Offer paid time off for employees. Offer creative employee benefits. Integrate social impact as core part of business. Support local suppliers and vendors. Yes, I mean, I do all of these things in my offices. I ensure that I work with people who are from underserved communities. In addition to your core business proposition, does your community do any of the following? Donate funds to community. Yes, I do. I donated to several organizations, to the police department out in Virginia, to which I've donated. I donated my time. Donate goods or services to the community causes or organizations. Yes, raise awareness for a social mission. Absolutely. Black Girls Code. I showed you about this stuff, how I became a teacher for a nonprofit organization, helping young technologists be tomorrow computer scientists and technology professionals. Host volunteer days or service with employees. Host community gatherings. Yes, do all that. Does your business engage in sustainability practices? Offer remote work? I do. Provide public transit community benefits? Absolutely. When people come to work for me regularly, when I have them perform work in the house, I also cover their transportation costs. Reduce, reuse, recycle? We do. We compost. Sustainable products or packaging? Absolutely. Make energy efficient upgrades. I don't buy any carbon offsets. I'll find out how to do that. The most important part, this is your opportunity to share your businesses. Now, this was already in the field. I did not enter this right now, so that's already in there. I'll leave it at that because it's the same thing I was going to enter anyway. It has my origin story. How at 12 years old, I let kids play my Nintendo Entertainment System for 1 quarter. At 16, I sold haircuts. After leaving the U.S. Navy, I sold Kirby vacuums. Went to NYU, Tell us more about your business. What problems does your business seek to solve? And I have the responses right here. Right here, bang. Copy, Control-C, and paste. Bang. At 1,261 characters, it's just enough. Communities are a significant part of what keeps small businesses strong, especially during difficult times. In what ways do you and your business connect with or plan to connect with your community? And I've gone ahead and included all the information in regards to how I have given back to the community. I've been giving back to my community. That's how I built my business. I have not had to cold call or anything, right? So you can see all the time that I have donated, teaching small business owners nationwide, how I've helped you fund over $2.8 million in PPP loans and grants, millions of dollars in EIDLs. We want to hear what makes you proud of your business. What's your biggest accomplishment to date? $2.8 million in PPP funding. Where is it? Tell us more about your business. We're not prepped for it. If you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. I have this information. Communities are a significant part of what keeps small businesses strong. I believe right here. So we have it on this document. So it's not in the spreadsheet, nonetheless, it's right here. I single-handedly helped fund over $2.5 million in PPP loans for the aforementioned labor. We do not charge small business owners a dime. I don't charge you for any of this stuff. Bang, let's put it right here. And right here, 1,200 characters. The final clicks. No, I do not have a conflict of interest. No. N-A. How did you hear about this program? Hello, Alice Communication. And you click submit. I ensure that I filled in the most important part. All of the questions that were not as straightforward, that you should have already had pre-written to ensure that your application submission is as time efficient as possible. Click submit. Are you sure you want to submit your application? Do it. I don't have to edit anything. Thank you. Thank you for submitting your application. You should receive a confirmation email that your application has been received. Meanwhile, why not take a look back at what's new in LISC Small Business Services? Now, the biggest question that I always get asked in the comment section, can you help me? You need help? Hello Alice has guides for you to be able to draft your responses. Right here, look, choose the right type of capital, 50 financial resources for small business, writing a winning grant application. Go ahead and click that right here. I'll go ahead and include a link to these guides in the top pinned comment and the video description below. Create an executive summary. In other words, have all of these responses that you will submit in these applications already written out. So like that, you have to just copy and paste them. You can go ahead and take a look what I've done with the spreadsheet and with the scrap note document. Watch the video you see on the screen right now so you can learn how to increase your credit score so you can qualify for more funding to start and grow your small business or whatever you want to do with your life.